Hey, how's it going? It's me again, and you are presently in the creative shed, so you're all very welcome. It's great to have you back. I seem to start the same greeting with every video. Maybe I should try and work on that a little bit. But today on the last video I was looking at flowers and using this really cool puff packaging stuff, which has come out of parcels, because I'm sure we're not the only people that are getting lots of things delivered and in boxes, and I seem to have a really huge collection of boxes and stuff, which I've started making towers with and repurposing them and giving them new life. Nothing goes in the bin anymore. So even the packaging that you get in, like the paper, the brown paper, has lovely quality to it as well. So I will show you what I ended up doing afterwards. Is I used the puff packaging stuff that I've just pointed out, this stuff, to turn it into this kind of really cool puffy flower structure. I glued it onto the rim of this lid, and then I cut out leaves from a Tesco carrier bag. And then in the middle, I actually did it around the wrong way, but it doesn't matter anyway. But what I did is I took a piece of silver foil off of this. This is just like a little porridge pot, but this had a silver foil covering it and the lid on top of that. And I wanted the silver foil bit to show through, but I ended up sticking the leaves on the wrong way around, so they would have just been white, which I thought was a bit boring. So I ended up sticking that foil bit to the plastic lid, then sticking a lid from a jam jar, and then the lids on top there. And I have a garden stick, which I've just thrown it onto there, and I'm actually going to stick this outside our front door. I have been inspired by, I saw somebody else that did some really cool flowers, and all I did was collect loads and loads of lids and then did them in like colours. So, you know, you start from the middle, like a white one, and then move out to orange and then do another layer of white ones. And so I was kind of inspired by that, but I thought it might be a bit more fun to use some carrier bags, particularly because I know we always have a couple of them kicking around. Because we never really do use them again. Well, I speak for us here in this house. So I was thinking then maybe what we could do next is potentially make, sorry, I'll just move that out of the way so we've got some space. Now we'll make some friends to go with our flowers, so like insects. And I was saying that I've noticed that a lot of insects are kind of waking up now and starting to get busy with the pollinating, and my friends the bees. I've seen a few of them around, especially the big bumblers. I'm a big fan of the bees. So I thought what I would do is make a bug. I don't know what the bug's going to be, but I did decide that I was going to use, there's still a little bit of rice in there, I was going to use a bottle. And I think a bottle's quite cool for doing lots of things because you can cut it and jam things in. You can also like make it look like it's glowing from the inside. So if you have any like glow sticks or something like that, you might be able to stick something inside. Or maybe of an evening, if you're outdoors, you could put a torch inside it and have it hanging above, I don't know, like have it hanging outside for a bit of decoration. So I was going to start with this, and then I was also thinking about jamming stuff in. So I've got some lollipop sticks, and I hope you're all getting at least a couple of ice lollies in, or you have. And then I was also thinking of, oh yeah, this stuff's really cool. I completely forgot about this. See, I saved, of course I did. I saved this stuff here. This stuff's really, it's not environmentally friendly, but maybe using it again makes it environmentally friendly. I was going to use this for the wings of my insect because I kind of feel like that transparency is kind of wing-like. And I also saved this as well because if you're printing or if you're needing something that doesn't require like a really super hard surface like this, this is quite good. It's like a mat actually underneath. And so that's why I've saved this stuff. So I'm going to, there's probably a little shredded bit somewhere that I can make me wings. I'm not entirely sure what bug I'm going to make. It doesn't really matter. You can make up your own inspired bug. Okay, that'll do for a pair of wings. So the easiest way to make wings, or to make something that's symmetrical on both sides, and if this is really obvious to you, then great. And if it's not, then you're welcome. So I was going to make a pair of wings. So what I've done is I'm going to say, okay, my wings are going to be quite big, so that's going to be the size of one wing. I folded it in half, and this has actually got a naturally quite a straight line along the top there, so I've just matched that up there. And then I'm just going to cut out like a wing shape now. And this stuff cuts quite nice as well. This might be a bit big though, and I want them to be joined in the middle because that will make us make it a little bit easier. It's kind of like dragonfly wings. Sometimes when you're making stuff, you don't know what you're going to make until you physically make it. So these kind of look a little bit like dragonfly wings, and they might be a little bit too floppy. Yeah, so based on that, I might sticky in business. Actually, what's more sensible to do is before you start sticking things actually onto it, you might want to decorate your bottle first. So think about an insect you might want to do. If it's a made up one, great. You could cover it in glue and tissue paper. Oh, actually, if we're thinking about making this for the outside, you might not want to use tissue paper on it unless you have the special tissue paper that you stick in PVA glue and it is a little bit weather resistant then. But with the bottle, I kind of like the see-throughness of it, but I might maybe put some stuff inside. Maybe throw a few things in, see what it looks like. It might look kind of like an iridescent. I'm thinking about this wool here again. Maybe look like a kind of like the body. You know, sometimes with dragonflies, they're kind of like greens and blues and yellows. You could turn it into a dragonfly like that. We could even add an end onto it. But let me get making on this and I'll come back to you in the next video and show you what I've done. We might move away from gardens and stuff like that, but let's think about, I might think about some more things that we can make for it that might be quite nice for our garden, outdoor garden that you might have. I'm going to leave it at that. Like I said, the time just speeds on past, and I don't know if you're like myself where you're finding that you're like, how is it this time? Every day I'm asking myself the same thing. I'm like, how is it this time again? With the videos, it's the same thing. And I'm like, how have I been rambling on for 5 minutes and I haven't even made anything? But you know, you can't rush a creative. And based on that, I'm going to leave you guys to it. Enjoy the sunshine, look after each other, and we look forward to welcoming you back for more videos with us because you can betcha there's going to be more. All right, take care.